Good morning viewers and welcome to the Woodyard Ranskill Limited YouTube channel weekly video week number 8. We'll start this video on a Monday morning. I've just been to the suppliers look to collect a load of materials to make a load of Vertilap fence panels. I've got about 300 or 400 feather edge boards, a couple of 100 bike rails, and there's a couple of caps on top there. They're gate caps there for gates. So here we are, look. I've got it all unloaded out the back of the van. So the feather edge boards, the back rails, all stood up here now ready to start making, and the first thing I've made today is a harmony fence panel. And now I'm making some 6x3 Vertilap fence panels. Got an order for 4 6x3s and one bespoke, a bit smaller, about 5 foot wide, be 3 foot, sorry. So here I am making those. And as always, thank you very much indeed for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I really do wish that I was this fast. And there we go, that's that order complete. 4 6x3 Vertilap panels and one end finishing panel that's a little bit shorter. But nice panels, so we'll best get on to the next order. And now we're making a tongue and groove gate, which is part of the next order. And there we go, one really nice 900mm wide with 1.8 metre 6 foot tongue and groove gate. That is nice, look. And that's to go with some fence panels as well. So here we are, look, 4x2 frame all the way around, as you know, on all my gates. Lovely gate. And now it's Tuesday morning, look, and we're on deliveries. That's the panels delivered that I made yesterday. And next delivery, look, is what you can see in the van, concrete. Off we go. So we'll get off and get that lot delivered. This concrete post, gravel boards and post mix. So we're on our way to that customer now. And that's deliveries done. Afternoon now, back in the yard. And we're now making a 6x6 tongue and groove panel for the next order. And that's the panel almost complete. Look, I've just got to put the apex weather capping on the top. This is part of quite a technical order, having a 6x6 foot tongue and groove panel, a 6 foot high, a 900 wide tongue and groove gate to go with it as well, and then some bespoke size arch top Vertilap panels. I've got to make all those for this one delivery. I'm on with it now, as you can see. I was a bit ahead of myself there, but here is the weather cap is now going on just now. Look, it's an apex weather cap that I'm just nailing on the top of the panel, and this panel's And there we have it, that's another order finished. We've got one 6x6 tongue and groove framed panel. It's really nice, look. That's going on its own. And then we've got a tongue and groove gate on the right and a panel on the left, and they're going together. So a gate and an infill panel at the side of it, and two 4x2s framing the gate on the right. So there we go, a 6x6 panel and the gate and matching panel. That's one customer order complete. And next I've had an order from my wholesale customer for 49 6x5 Vertilap panels, so I best get cracked on with these. And that's the first 20 panels done. Look, the customer wants to pick up 20 and then 29, so in 2 halves it's 49 panels in total. Now we're on to Wednesday. I didn't get a chance to film much today, but we'll try a rabbit watch. What we do is we get quite a lot of wild rabbits outside. You just open the door sometimes and there's just rabbits, but I can't see any today, but we'll have a check. So it's a new feature for the video. It's a rabbit watch, but it doesn't look like there's any rabbits visible today. We'll have to just make sure. No rabbits. So now we're on to Thursday morning, or Thursday afternoon now, and I've made, look, the 29 panels. I've been going alpha lever pretty much 3/4 of the day, but we've now got the second load ready for the wholesale customer. It's 49 panels in total. What an amazing order. I've done 20 as you saw the other day, picked them up, and now here's the remaining 29. So 49 panels in total. That was quite a lot of work. And the next order we've got to do is for 5 bespoke size archtop Vertilap panels. These are tricky with them being bespoke sizes and the arches, as you'll see. So that's the first 2 made. Look, I've got 4 of these to make, so I've managed to do 2. And now we're on to Friday, look, and I'm now making almost a 6 foot wide. It's just a 69.5 inches. It's a little bit shorter. Another archtop panel to go with those 2 smaller ones I made earlier. Well, there's 4 altogether smaller ones, and this bigger one, part of one order. go. No fancy machines for cutting arches, just Fred and his jigsaw. I'm now going to use a handsaw just to cut the corners of the arch so that they start, they meet the shoulders. Some people don't do this, they just leave it like that. But the jigsaw doesn't reach right into the corner, that's why they don't do it. So I use the handsaw look, so the arch comes from the top of the actual rail on the panel. It just looks a lot better. And there we go, another order complete. The panel you've just seen me making, look, 60, it's nearly 70, I think it's 69.5 inches wide. There's 4 of these 123 centimetre wide 6 foot high arch tops. Look, there is 4 there. It's hard to see with the we see better from this side. So I've made 4 of those, and they are all pretty uniform. Look, very tricky then when it's a smaller, it's not 6 foot wide, to get the arches on them. And 6x6 panel, 6x6 gate, 900 by 1.8, and the little infill panel. You've seen me make all these, it's all one order. So now I'm making a picket panel. Customers just ordered one 6 foot wide, 3 foot high round top picket panel. So I'm just squeezing that in now because it's just one single panel. So and that's the 13 palings in place with this really good jig that I've made. Look, you've seen this before, really handy jig. Just making sure they're lined up level now because there's a bit of movement in the jig. Then it's just the 2 6 foot back rails to put across. And the way I've made this jig is you nail it through the back rails from the back, look, reverse, so you can't see any nails on the front. It's a really clever trick. So the panel from the front shows no nails whatsoever, as if it's like glued together, rather than having nail holes in. So the nails are from the back, which I think is quite clever. It's alright, I've just got to fetch the airline. For some reason it's like halfway down the warehouse. I don't know why I've got it down there, but I'm just going to actually fetch the airline hose so I can couple it to the Oh, we've run out of bullets again, so I'll just get the gun reel. and it stands up on its own, look, so at least I know it's straight and square. There we go, look, really nice picket panel, 6 foot wide, 3 foot high, rounded top, lovely planed palings, and that's just for one customer, just a single panel. And on to the next order. It's back on the tongue and groove panels again. I think this is a 65 foot tongue and groove panel, this one. And that's that one made, look, one 6 foot wide, 5 foot high tongue and groove fence panel. And next we need to make a tongue and groove gate to go with this panel. So here we are, the gate's laid out, look. Oh no, small panel, sorry, I'm making a small panel. First, it's just a little panel, 2 foot wide, 5 foot high. And that's the little jigs that I'm using to make it, look. So we'll get that made now. And that's the 2 foot wide by 5 foot high tongue groove panel made, which goes with the 6 foot wide by 5 foot panel that I made earlier. This is for another customer. Let's do rabbit watch. Let's see if there's any rabbits outside today. I've been out a couple of times and there has been some, but whether there'll be any now, we'll have a look. No rabbits today. And now let's move on to Saturday morning, last day of the week. Look, I'm just opening the yard, so I'll show you that because you've not seen that before. So I'm just at the sign, look, just open the gates, and we're now just going down the lane back to the yard, look. So here's the entrance, as you can see. Lovely morning. It's about 10 to 8. It's quite chilly, but the sun's shining, and it's quite a walk, look, down the lane from where we are. So this is the gate of the main entrance, and I've just opened up for business. It's about 10 to 8. Just having a look if there's any wildlife about. Can't see much at the moment. So here we are, trotting back down the lane. So as I'm walking down the lane, I'll take this opportunity to thank, obviously, everyone for watching and following us on the channel. Me and Cole massively appreciate all your support. We really do. We've now got 10 subscribers, which I'm delighted. I didn't know if I'd even get one when I started. I know now there's at least 10 people interested in watching what I do, so that's enough for me to continue and carry on. So here we are, look, we're nearly there. I have to do this obviously every day. It keeps you fit though. It's a fair walk from the road end with the main gate, and then we've got a second gate here, look, and here's the yard, as you know. So here we go. So that's it, I'm open, doors are open, we're open for business. It's 8 o'clock, it's about 5 to. It's a lovely morning, cold start but nice. See if we get any customers today. Lights are on, look, and we're ready to go. First job for me today is to make a 900 wide by 5 foot high tongue and groove gate to go with the 2 tongue and groove panels you saw me make yesterday to finish off another order for delivery, so I'll get that done. And that's another order complete, look. 900 by 5 foot high tongue and groove gate, 2 foot wide by 5 foot high tongue and groove panel, and a 6 foot wide by 5 foot high tongue and groove panel. So all 3 of those units are for one customer. Lovely order that, look. I think I've done a good job of that. They look really nice and they're ready to